Hey guys, welcome to another Jamaican Tales video, a Jamaican living in Germany. And after living in Germany for so long, the question that many people ask me is, why aren't you a German citizen? Or when are you going to become a German citizen? And the answer to this question is in this video, so stick around. It's been already 6 years since I've been living in Germany, and just like every other year, I forget this anniversary that I moved to Germany in March 2017. These 6 years went by so quickly, and I've experienced so many different things. I came to this country because I wanted to learn, I wanted to grow, I wanted to experience different things, I wanted to get my master's. While accomplishing these goals, I fell in love with this country. I fell in love with the people, I fell in love with the culture, I fell in love with the landscape. Just the idea that you're living in this country and it's so easy for you to move from one place to the next, or even from here to the rest of the world. Even the healthcare system. I mean, on the weekend I broke my hand, I went to the hospital and I didn't have to worry about, like, for example, how much money am I going to have to pay for this, because I knew, hey, my insurance is going to cover it. Economy of this country, the people, the history.
2 hours later.
I could go on, and I've gone on and on in a lot of videos about why I love this country. But even though I have such a long list of things that I love about this country, I still don't want to become a German citizen. At least not yet. People ask me all the time, hey, when are you going to become a German citizen? Or some people don't even bother to ask, they just assume that, okay, you've been living here this long, that means that you're a German citizen. You could say I'm German in a lot of ways, but on paper, I'm still completely Jamaican. Occasionally, I also ask myself, when am I going to become a German citizen? And that leads me to just looking at the requirements again. And yeah, I forget them ever so often. The number one thing that always stands out in my mind, that you need to be living in Germany for 8 years. There's also a naturalization test that you have to do about the social system and like the different conditions of living in Germany. You also need to be able to provide for yourself, so you don't need to be relying on the state, for example, in order to survive. German skills, of course, that's important. And you should not be convicted of any crimes and so on, and you're committed to being part of the free democratic constitutional order of basic law of Federal Republic of Germany. I tick most of these boxes, and to be honest, becoming a German citizen would be amazing. So many great benefits to becoming a German citizen. I mean, there's one that stands out in my mind, and so I had to kind of Google to figure out, okay, what are some of the other reasons, why it's good to become a German citizen. And so at the top of one of the lists they had was like, you have the possibility to vote and to run for political office within Germany. If you're a German citizen, then you can live, you can work, the market is pretty much open to you. You can open your own business. The current resident permit that I have, for example, I'm not allowed to be an entrepreneur. One of the greatest things about becoming a citizen is that you no longer have to constantly have this thing at the top of your head where you're thinking about, oh, I need to meet these requirements in order that I can stay in this country. As an immigrant, sometimes it's really frustrating. You have a permit that's just for 2 years, and it's like every 2 years, and you have to go back through all this bureaucracy again to prove that, okay, yeah, I still have a job, I still have money. Do I meet all the requirements? Are they going to send me back home? Being a citizen and not having to worry about any of these things, yeah, you can definitely sleep better some nights. I also found it interesting, like a lot of the places that I read, they were like, yeah, one of the benefits of becoming a German citizen is retirement. I'm like, they just jump like all the way to the end. The number one selling point, at least for me, would of course be that you have access to like more than 180 countries across the world. With a Jamaican passport, it's frustrating sometimes going through all these visa processes, being treated like a second-class person. I mean, you want to visit their country to spend money, and they're like, yeah, we don't want your money. With a German passport, I mean, traveling is of course much easier. There's less scrutiny about certain things. You can walk through certain borders without any problems. And not just being a German citizen, but then you also become a European citizen, a citizen of the European Union. And that also has a lot of perks that comes with it, because then you have like 26 different countries that you can pretty much choose from, and you can live wherever you want. With all these great benefits of becoming a German citizen, then why would this Jamaican not want to jump up and say, yeah, I want to become a German citizen? And it's very simple. One of the conditions for becoming a German citizen is that you have to give up your previous citizenship. If you're like from a European country, then this is not necessarily a requirement. If one of your parents is, for example, German, then you can have the dual citizenship. Or if you're from a country that will not allow you to give up your citizenship, then of course you have to keep it. This was a bit surprising, because growing up in Jamaica and being familiar with, for example, how things are in America or Canada or even UK, it's normal there that people have dual citizenship. Maybe it's just that I'm spoiled because I grew up knowing that dual citizenship was a thing in these countries, and maybe that's why I hold on so strongly to the fact that I don't want to give up my Jamaican citizenship. It's not just a German thing. There are many other countries across the world, like about 50% of the countries across the world don't actually allow dual citizenship. And even in Europe, there are a few countries that you can do it and a few countries that you can't. So for example, Austria is another example, or even Norway. But other countries, for example, like Spain and France, then it's possible for you to have dual citizenship. This might not even sound logical to a lot of people, but I also think when it's about a situation like this, it's not so much about logics. It goes beyond that. Giving up my Jamaican citizenship in order to become a German citizen, it's like pretty much giving up a part of me, giving up my foundation. I mean, the reason for who I am. And of course, logically, I know that even if I give up my Jamaican citizenship, I still know that I spent most of my life in Jamaica, and I know that I'm a Jamaican by blood. All of this I know, and I know that when I get a German passport, it's still gonna show right there that I was born in Jamaica. All of this will be preserved. I've been living in this country for the past couple of years, and I've adapted so many things from the culture. In a lot of ways, you could say that I'm German. The identity that I have right now, it's not completely Jamaican. It's not completely German. It's Jamaican. Your citizenship is also a way to preserve your story. And when someday they write something about me, they should say Jamaican. I want it to be known, and I want to preserve it that I'm Jamaican, because the person I am right now, it's not just because of the years that I've been in Germany. There's a foundation that was set all the way back in Germany. And so for me, it's a way of capturing that history, preserving it, to say that, okay, this is my identity. And to just say, give up the citizenship means that, okay, I'm kind of wiping out part of the story. Why can't both of them go together? Why can't I have a Jamaican citizenship and also German citizenship? It's not like they're complete opposites to each other. Yeah, I'm not sure if this makes any sense to a lot of people, but think of just how weird it is, the weird feeling that I would have if I go, when I visit Jamaica, handing a German passport in the country that I was born in my mind, it's just kind of messed up. I'm not the only one that thinks this way. For a lot of people, if they have the choice between becoming a German citizen and giving up their old citizenship, then it's clear that a lot of people will choose not to do it. And that's the reason there's so many immigrants in Germany. They've been living here pretty much for years, and they could get the German citizenship, but they're like, no, I don't want to give up this part of me. 1.5 million Turkish people in Germany. I mean, they've been living here for maybe their entire life, but they decided not to get the German citizenship because, of course, they have to give up their citizenship. It would be great to become a German citizen, but if the cost of becoming a German citizen means that I have to give up my Jamaican citizenship, then I'm gonna have to pass on that. In any case, I still have at least 2 more years before this can even be a major factor, because that's when I would actually qualify for German citizenship. And thankfully, when that time comes around, then I don't necessarily have to be thinking about, okay, do I need to give up my German? Why do I keep mixing up German? You see, and that's the thing, in my mind, both of them, they're just mixed. It's like, anyways, so when the time comes around that I actually do qualify and I can apply for German citizenship, then it's not something that I have to think about giving up my citizenship, because thankfully they prepared a draft from the German government to change the immigration laws. A lot of things are going to change for the immigration laws going forward, where, for example, no longer is it that you need to be living in Germany for 8 years. They're going to cut it down to 5, and in some cases even possibly even after 3 years, based on how well you've actually adapted and so on. The thing that is most important to me is that, hey, no longer do you have to give up your previous citizenship. And I'm like, hallelujah. I'm just happy that it's going in this direction, and I think it's logical, because Germany, it's no secret that they need immigrants, because a lot of the jobs here, like, Germans don't want to do it, or there are not enough people to actually take on these jobs. It's good that we're actually getting the opportunity also to keep this part of our identity, and also still to live in the country that, you know, we consider to be our new home. People like me that actually still want to preserve, you know, this part of our identity, we can still do that. And we can still, you know, be German, and we can also still be Jamaican at the same time. They have the draft of the law until summer, then they're going to vote on it and then hand it over to the Bundestag, based on what I understood. I've been living in Germany long enough to not necessarily jump too quickly that they will actually get this thing done this year. Let's see what happens in the government, and the quicker they change it, then I think the quicker I can become a German citizen. That's all I kind of have to say about the topics, but I would love to hear from you guys, like from the German perspective and from the immigrant perspective. perspective, like what do you guys think about this new direction or even the current law that is there and so on. Let me know down in the comments, and thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in the next Jamaican Tales video.